Hey, today we're gonna propagate some seeds. You gotta get the seeds in the module trays, get your seedlings going, so when you free up some ground, they're ready to go in. This will save you a month every single time. We're gonna plant some kale, some radicchio, or as it's called, the heart is radicchio, but the actual plant is called chicory. I'm going to plant some red onions, and these are all going to be for spring onions. I don't do bulb onions really, quite really never. I grow a boatload of garlic, but I like spring onions, you know, salad onions. I don't really like bulb onions. If I do, I get them at the farmer's market, or I trade things that I grow for them from other people. Some yellow sweet Spanish onion, and bulb onions you can turn into spring onions. You just pick them when they're small, like the size of a pencil. And homegrown scallion seed from this year. So let me show you how easy this is. First thing you want to do, fill your module trays. I use the CD60 trays, the Charles Dowding trays. They're really, really sturdy. They've got a big hole in the bottom so you can pop your finger in there and pop out the module when the seedlings are ready. First thing you want to do is get a box. I'm going to swivel this baby down. Get a box so you don't waste any of your germination mixture. I use Pro Mix. It's really, really good. It's PGX. So take your box, put your module tray in it, and let it rain. Let it rain. You want to break it up. You don't want any clumps at all. Break it up. Once you get it full, all I'm going to do is tap it, fill them out. I'm going to tap it on this box a couple of times. And that's really all you need to do. Scrape off the extra just like that. And you're ready to put in your seeds. This is actually damp, so I'm not going to wet it down. But if it was dry, you want to water this in first. After I put the seeds in there, I'll put another layer on top and then I'll water it in. Let me show you how easy this is, all right? I'm going to plant them, super simple. I don't use one of these to poke a hole and then drop them in. It doesn't seem to work as good for me. I just take my finger and make a little dimple. Put the seeds on the dimple, put more seed medium on top, water it in, and you're golden. Give it another tap on this solid surface. Make sure everything is nice and solid. Level it out one more time. Don't pound it down. Right in the middle if you can. And not too deep. Most people make a mistake of putting the seeds too deep, and that's why their germination rates aren't that good. You kind of want to go just about 1/4 inch usually. Unless it's a big seed, go a little bit different. The rule of thumb is, however the seed is, a couple of times bigger than the diameter of the seed. In Southern California, it helps do it a little deeper because it's so hot you don't want them to dry out. You want to have a label. So first thing I'm going to do is kale. I don't need to mark my kale and know what it looks like. I'm going to do radicchio. Put the date. So I'm going to do radicchio right here. I'm going to do 2 rolls of kale, 2 rows of radicchio. Kale, I put 2 or 3 seeds in there and I thin them out to 1 once they come up. Tiny, tiny seeds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Had a mosquito on me there, teaching me a lesson for being out here. The dreaded air conditioner kicked in. SoCal, baby. Sorry. Radicchio. I put 2 seeds in each one, thin them to 1. Got a kale seed where I don't want it. Getting hammered by these mosquitoes. Got him. Man, I had to bail. I was getting hammered by the mosquitoes over there. It's crazy. Let's try this again. I just did the radicchio, did the kale, now I'm doing the onions. For spring onions, I like to do like 6 to 9 seeds per cell. You might think that's a lot, but it's really not for spring onions. I don't have very many reds, so I'm gonna use what I got. Pop my little red onion marker in there. Then I'm going to move on to yellow sweet Spanish. They're really good. If you've never seen onion seeds, they're really cool, man. They're jet black. They look like little chunks of charcoal. They're tiny. Don't forget to make a stick for it so you know what it is. Yellow. I only put the date once because I put everything in at the same time. Makes it really easy. Now I'm going to do some homegrown scallions. Homegrown seeds, if you do them right, and these need a lot of onions to actually cross-pollinate so you actually get good crops. They pop up fast. They grow quick, they're really fresh. Little chunks of charcoal. If you hold them up in the breeze, you get rid of a lot of that husk material. Pretty easy, right? Now let's just put a little bit of seed germination medium on top, water them in, and we're done. Then I'll stick them in the garage in the dark for about 3 to 4 days. As soon as they pop up, it might take a little bit longer for onions, maybe 5 days. As soon as they pop up, put them out in the daylight because you don't want them to get super long. But they germinate much better in the dark, in an area you don't have to worry about them drying out. Stick them in your garage, leave them alone, check on them in a few days, and you'll be good to go. Let me go get some more seed medium to put on top, water them in, and then we're done. Not bad, huh? Well, that's why I like to do this into a box. You saw everything I would have wasted and lost by just doing it without a box. It's just not worth it. All you want to do now, take a little of that, put it on the top, spread it over. Try not to make a big mess. I could do it over the box again if you can see that good. Basically just put it right there, not too deep. Don't tap it in, the water will do that for you. You don't have to worry, you're not going to take the seeds out of there. Tap it. Move all your seeds because you don't want to get those wet, and just water it in. Not too much. That's it. Hope you learned something. If you did, hit the like button. It really helps me out. Subscribe if you already haven't. And the sun's setting right now, so I hope that glare is not killing you. Could be off my face, but it's really from the sun. See you next time. Take care.